Welcome into another win total breakdown in the ACC. We're starting with the ACC. We'll hit all the other conferences, starting from the lowest win total to the highest win total. This is our ninth team in the ACC already. We're starting with the North Carolina Tar Heels today. How's it going to work? I'm going to say the guaranteed wins, even though there's only one. We'll probably just go through the schedule week for week. I'll say my most likely number for the team. That'll give us a side over under. I'll say whether or not I'm betting it. I'll say whether or not how confident I am. I'll say maybe if it's what's their ceiling, what's their floor. If you want to see all my ACC win total videos, all my college football win total videos, there's playlists on my channel. You can hit my channel, hit the subscribe button, go to the playlist, and view them all. There's some bets in there. So let's get right into it here. The North Carolina Tar Heels, they got to deal with, I think they're the biggest question mark in the ACC. If you've watched a lot of my other ACC win total videos, you know I've said like North Carolina could be really good or they could be really bad by this point of the year. And obviously they have to find a way to replace Drake May. That's a big production in their offense that they have to find a way to get a new value to that team. And the defense has been bad for UNC, really bad. So they got to find a way to fix that, right? Obviously, it's Mac Brown. They lost a lot of production. Mac Brown, a legendary coach. He could definitely 100% have his ducks all in a line by the end of the year, but I think it's not going to be easy, right? Good thing for North UNC, the schedule looks very, very easy for them. A lot, and I mean a lot of winnable games. I only have one guaranteed loss on this schedule, but yeah, only one guaranteed loss. So win total 7.5 here for the UNC Tar Heels. Let's see if we can get 8 wins here. They start week 1 at Minnesota. I think that's a very, very tough matchup for them to go in week 1. Minnesota's going to play defense, and they're going to play field position. And I think that's a matchup week 1 for UNC that they're going to struggle with. They're not built to play against, especially with how bad that defense is. And they don't have a gunslinger anymore in Drake May who can torch any defense and keep them in any game. So I actually am going to take Minnesota in that game. I think they're 2.5-point favorites. That sounds about right to me. I'm actually going to take Minnesota in that game, but it's winnable. It's definitely winnable. Next 3 games, they're home for Charlotte, home for North Carolina Central, and home for James Madison. That is 3 wins. This team goes on a 3-1 streak here. Then they're at Duke in a rivalry game. I'm actually giving them the win here, but just because I think Duke is really, really bad this year, but it's a losable game. They could lose that game. I'm going to give it to them here. I think they have 4. Then they're home for Pittsburgh. I'm going to give them home for Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to be a team that finds more about themselves later in the season. I'm going to give them that. That's 5 already. Week 7, they're home for Georgia Tech. That game just screams upset for me. So I should give them the loss. Now, if you look at the Duke game, you look at the Pitt game, you look at this game, they're not winning all 3. So I here have Georgia Tech winning, but they probably lose one of those games, right? So I have 6 wins either way. So should you. They're probably only going to lose 1. So 6 wins right now for them. Or 5 wins. We have 5 wins. My fault. 5 wins for them. At Virginia, week 9 after the bye week is a win, especially after the bye week. That's 6. That gives us 6. Week 10, they're at Florida State. I can't give them that one. I think that one's going to be a loss there, so we're still at 6. Bye week again, then they're home for Wake Forest. I think after the bye week, that's going to be a win. So that's 7 here for North Carolina. The win total is 8.5. That's 7. At Boston College is a winnable game. I think that's 8. I think that's it. And even if they don't get the game, they're home for NC State at the end of the year. That's a rivalry game. And we don't know what NC State's going to look like by the end of the year. That's also a winnable game. I think they win one of those games. I think they win 2 out of 3 to end the season here. I got 8 wins for the UNC Tar Heels. I like the over here for the UNC Tar Heels. But again, this is such a team right now with this schedule. Like, it wouldn't shock me if they win 10 games. It wouldn't shock me if they win 4. Like, that's how the variance of UNC can be this year. So this scares me a tiny bit because I'm going under on a lot of these lower teams, which I don't normally do. I think the ACC is so top heavy. The bottom's not great. But one of those bottom teams or 2 of those bottom teams can have a really good season, like a Wake Forest or maybe a Stanford or Virginia could have a very above average season, and North Carolina's going to be a team they pick wins off of. So the wheels could fall off here for UNC with the defense still being bad. They don't have the same production on offense. The offensive line might be a little bit of a question mark. So the wheels could fall off here for UNC by the end of the season. But the schedule is just easy enough in my opinion, for them to win a good amount of games. And I think they get to 8. I think 8 is going to be the most likely number here. 7 will probably be second. But I got 8. I got the over. Not betting it just because of the variance of this team. But I got over for the UNC Tar Heels. If you like the Win Totals, hit the subscribe button. We got a lot more on the channel, so please go check those ones out. I'm Josh Wissey. Thank you.